Yo, what is up? What is good? It's your boy Caleb Smith, host of the 3 Million Podcast. Today's episode, Coach Kendall Ficklin, aka Coach K, was amazing, man. We talked about entrepreneurship, his journey, being a business coach, just having that business mindset of not failing, his experiences with ET, CJ. It was a great discussion, and to just chop it up with an OG and to learn how I made it through this or I made it through that, and I was able to maneuver in certain situations that seemed like I couldn't get out of, or that seemed like I was down and out. To hear his perseverance, his persistence, the importance of following up, business etiquette. It's a great conversation. And two, I would say the importance of being able to be yourself and to also get paid to be yourself. It's a dope conversation. Tap in, and before we get started, make sure to support Coach Kendall Ficklin at Kendall Ficklin, and also to support this platform at 3 Million Pod on Instagram, and also hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as well. Like this video and share it with at least one friend so they can get this free game, because hey, Coach K, man, he charged for stuff like this. So
what it is.
Coach, how you doing, man?
Man, if it got any better, I'll be walking on sunshine. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Hey, I appreciate you, man, coming to the platform. I've been following you for a minute.
Man, I appreciate you for inviting me. You know, a lot of people, cats always be like, yo, they hit me up and be like, man, Coach, I ain't want to hit you up because I know you busy. You don't know if I'm busy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know if I'm busy or not. And I'm glad that you reached out. And you see, when you reached out, we moved immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I'm big on service.
Yeah.
We huge on service, and I tell my people, like, I'm not big time, but I remember as I was coming up, reaching out to some cats that was big time. And that's why I love rocking with E and CJ and the crew. Like, they always show love, and they taught me, one of the biggest things that they taught me was don't be big time.
I love that, man. I love that. Coach, man, from seeing your story, reading articles, website, interviews, man, just to see where you started from with barbering, or, you know, like what you said, being a young kid, hustling. Who instilled that entrepreneurial spirit in you? Like, who instilled that to always go get it, always hustle? It was just that.
So I don't know that somebody necessarily instilled it in me more than I was born with it. Like, I always tell the story. When I was about 8, 9, maybe 10 years old, I made a shoe shine box. And, you know, I'm 52 years old, so we used to do shoe shines back in the day. And so I made my first shoe shine box, went in the room and took my father's whatever little shoe shine polish he had, put it in the box. I just made the box from scratch. I tore up his little work area, didn't replace none of the stuff. But that Friday night, I ain't even asked him. That Friday night, I walked around the corner to the bar. This is when young kids could walk the streets, you know, when it was safe. Y'all, you know, now y'all millennials out there wilding. But and I walked around to the bar, and I just started shining some of the shoes. And I got paid. I might have made like $30 to $50 that night, something like that. And I was like, ooh. So I had used up all my father's shoe polish. And nobody even told me, but I instinctively knew I need to re-up, meaning get some more polish. And so then I would take my boys with me. I would take them around the corner, and they would watch. They would go get the money from the guys, and then they would bring me the money, and then I would go over there and shine the shoes.
Wow.
And then we would leave the bar on Friday nights early, but then even Saturday during the day. And then we would go to the little store right next door, and all my little partners would be asking me to buy them stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to need them to get up out my pockets. Now, I know I ain't say it like this, but this is what happened. I'm going to need them to get up out my pockets. So I helped them make their own shoe shine box.
Wow.
And I said, look, don't worry about it. Just give me $1 off of every shoe that you shine.
Wow.
So I'm hustling back then like, yo, I'm going to need to get that. And we had a little crew. And then we went from shining shoes to selling bikes and bike parts. We used to steal the bike parts and then make bikes and then sometimes sell it back to the person we stole it from. We would sell it back to them. You know, they didn't know it was theirs. But it was always something like, bro, I graduated high school in 1986, right? And about a year after I graduated high school, I got a job at AT&T and I did a 9-year bid, 10-year bid at AT&T, and I ain't never worked a job since then.
Wow.
From then, so that was like 1998, maybe late 97. It was 1997, March 1997. I left AT&T, and I have been a full-time entrepreneur, business owner, hustler ever since then. And let me tell, because like, you know, that word now, entrepreneur, is in fashion.
Yeah, yeah.
And bruh, like when I talk to people, I'm like, y'all don't really understand what this grind look like. I was talking to one of my my coaching groups, and I'm not big on fluff. Like I'm not big on all of the, like what we doing now is got to have a purpose and an intent to it. Not just to add value from a content perspective, but I need to know who's on it. I need to know who's watching it, because if this is for you, if you like what we're doing, then I need to connect with you so I can give you more of what I got.
Right. Yeah.
And so I tell everybody that I rock with, like, yo, you building a business. You're not chasing money. And what that means is there needs to be a front end, a middle, and a back end. So I'll give you an example, and then I'm going to go back to the story. I'll give you an example. Think about a store, right? What's your favorite store to shop in?
Favorite store to shop in? I'll probably say like H&M, Zara, things like that.
Let's say H&M. Job, drive traffic to the store.
Yeah.
Once you driving traffic to the store, I get in the store, you got all this stuff for me to look at. When I go, I'm gonna grab some stuff, you make it priced right, I'm gonna grab some stuff, then you go on that line. As you get into that cash register to pay stuff, they got socks, they got drawers, they got shirts, they got all these little knickknacks that they want you to pick up on the way to the line. Then when you get there, they're like, can we get your phone number? Can we get your address? If you give them that, now you in there, what I call their RHQ, their relationship headquarters. So now I done drove you to the store. I done gave you an option to pick out all this product. I done sold you these little knickknacks on the way. And now you giving me your hookup. Now I can email you when I got sales. I already know you like what I got. But we don't do business like that. We don't think like that. You ain't trying to drive nobody to the store. Most people don't even have a store. They're just like, what do you do, man? I just got great content. You need a product. Man told me, an OG told me years ago, bro. He was like, he did investments. And I was like, OG, what do I need to do with my money while I'm making it? And he said, how much cash you got? And at the time I had $5,000. And he laughed at me. He said, invest in yourself. He said, don't come to me until you get at least 20 grand that you can part with over a period of time and not need it back. Right. And so what he taught me was, you don't just go out and make money. You go out and you earn money, you save it to grow it. Right. And then he said something that was key. He said, if you think about all of the wealthy people, all of the OGs out there, that's billionaires, millionaires, they all make their money from products.
That's true.
It's a product. Real estate is a product. Stocks is a product. Forex is a product. Money is a product. Everything is a product. Options is a product, right? Amazon moves products. And all Amazon does is drive you to one place, and then everybody want to be on their platform. Facebook is a product. And so he said, you got to get some products. And so everything I teach the people that I coach, I'm like, you can speak, that's great, but I need you to create a product.
Wow.
Because if you create a product and you got this war chest, and your war chest has all of the products in it that you selling, that means anybody that come into your store, H&M, you got all these different products for them to choose from, and all these little products, 15, 20, 25, 30, they add up. But you're going to go to the store at least 2-3 times a month. Because you think you're getting a deal and it's inexpensive, and then when they send you an email, you like, oh, they having a sale.
Yeah.
And most of us don't think about it from a business sense like that, but I always did. So when I left AT&T, I had a cleaning business, and I had all the Starbucks in New York and New Jersey, right? 1990, I got the cleaning business in 1995. In the first 90 days, I was making 6 figures a year. So I was like, I told my ex-wife, I'm like, yo, I'm out of AT&T. I was in AT&T selling books, sweatsuits in my cubicle. Like, they was hanging on my cubicle. It was like I was on the block just moving work. I didn't care.
Making it happen.
Oh, yeah, man. And so I learned early on, like, you can't be a consumer and call yourself an entrepreneur.
Wow.
If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to make moves, you got to produce. And a lot of my millennials are out here on social media, you consuming. You taking in all this information. So you're doing two things. You sleeping around. You are When you sleeping around, and what happens is now you sleeping around, you taking everything in, but you ain't committed to no one thing. You sleeping around. So then you taking in all this content, you consuming, and you ain't producing nothing from it. Now you constipated. So you full of, and what happens when you get constipated? You get toxic, you can't move as fast, you get sluggish. So now you ain't got no energy to make nothing happen.
Yeah.
And so for me, I always knew I had to produce. And this was back in the time when there wasn't no social media. So we couldn't just grab the phone and be like, yo, this is me, boom, boom. Bro, I had to get a bag. I ain't got time to be playing. When I went to shine somebody's shoes, I'm going to be like, yo, that's $5. I'm going to need to get that.
Wow.
I ain't got time to be playing. And then when I was, at 21, I got married the first time when I was 20 years old. I got kids to feed. So I was moving, I was hustling, I was selling work, I was working a job, and I was doing part-time work all at one time.
Wow.
But people now, they just like, yo, I'm an entrepreneur. I talked to somebody the other day. I was like, what you do? It's like, yo, I got an apparel company. I was like, how much revenue you do last year? Oh, we ain't really make nothing. You ain't got no company. You ain't got no business if you ain't making money.
Right.
I'm just saying that's a no-brainer.
It's common sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So just, as this is for everybody, like, don't just use that word entrepreneurship lightly. It ain't and I'm not saying you can't be an entrepreneur. What I'm saying is the definition of business is the exchange of goods and services and products for commerce. Period. And if you're not exchanging that for commerce, you're not doing business.
Right.
The purpose of every business is to do what?
Exchange money, make money, invest. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Now, sometimes it's going to be short game. Sometimes you play the long game. But remember, it is a game. And in order for you to be successful, you must produce. Last thing, I just want to share this because I shared it today.
Yeah.
So I was doing some work with the Miami Dolphins, and my man told me, the player of the personnel, he said, yeah, man, Tuesday, we bringing in a bunch of guys to do tryouts. I'm like, what you mean tryouts? Like, we up here in camp, like you got your squad. He was like, nah, every Tuesday we bring in people to try out for the team. I'm like, what you talking about? He said, yeah, players on the team are always being looked at. And if you're not producing, guess what? You getting gone.
You're replaced. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you ain't got no time to be playing games. And every single Tuesday, every player knows. Yep. Every Tuesday, my job is on the line.
Wow.
So you can be replaced if you're not producing. I went to the Buffalo Bills. I spoke. Right after I spoke, all the players came up. They went hollering at me like, Coach, I want to work with you. I was like, bet. One particular player, I'm not going to call his name. He said, yo, I want to work with you. If I call his name, everybody know him. I want to work with you. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, bet. They sent the car to take me to the airport. I'm in the car. My man gave me his phone and was like, yo, your man just got cut. We just walked away from him 5 minutes ago. ESPN reported so-and-so got cut. Just like that.
Wow.
And so you want to make sure that even as you consume, you produce.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you measure that by not just by the content that you put out, but by the revenue that you're generating, by the impact that you're making, by the influence that you have, and by the income that you're bringing in. And then you do business, not money. And so like when you watch this, when you go to H&M, you purchase a product, you take it to the counter. They want to do their best to give you all this great service. And then once they give you that great service, they communicate with you via email. And they're making you feel like, yo, I'm the most special person in the world because they keep sending me. But most people nowadays, on social media, they like, yo, I'm going to sell you this bag. I'm going to sell you this product. And then you'll hear nothing from them.
Facts.
So I tell my team, like, and I got about 12 people now on the squad. And I'm like, yo, I'm not playing. Like when people come in, I want them to have a phenomenal experience. I want that onboarding process to be great. And we're not perfect, but I want it to be great because when I bring them in and the onboarding process is great, the experience is great, it puts us in a better position to extract referrals. That's new money.
Yeah.
Instead of just always trying to go out and generate new business with people that don't know me. I already got new business in the house.
Yeah.
But if I'm not taking care of my current customers or my current clients, I'm not putting myself in a position to be referred out.
I feel that.
All right. I'm sorry. I went off. You
Hey, that's
what you did was You gave me the mic, and I just went crazy. Go ahead.
Hey, do your thing. I'm listening, man. On your page, something that I saw that was so powerful, it's that 98% rule. Following up is so important. Can you break down the importance of following up in that 98% rule?
Yeah, CJ taught me that a long time ago. 98%. He told me 98% of people, they don't follow up. So I'll give you an example, and I do this to everybody.
Yeah.
You sent me a request to jump on this. Normally what I would do, I would have hit you back and said, connect with my assistant and she'll work it out. 98% of people never do that. What I did with yours, I forwarded it to her because I had checked you out. I forwarded it and I said, yo, I want to rock with my man, and boom, boom, boom. But most times I'll tell people, yo, do this. Somebody will hit me up and be, Coach, I want to ask you a couple questions. I'll send them a link and say, schedule a call. 98% of people never follow up.
Wow.
And so when I share that framework, I'm telling all my business people, all my entrepreneurs, all of my people that are out here in these business streets, in these entrepreneurial streets, make sure that just because you touch somebody one time doesn't mean that they're supposed to be doing business with you. Make sure you follow up. I'm going to give you a real good example. I always use this analogy. You go to the club, right? You know it's going to be a fire party. First of all, you go get you some new clothes. You get your fresh white tee. You make sure you got you on some Air Force Ones or some J's, whatever it is. You smelling good. You got a fresh cut. You lined up because you are looking to attract somebody to you. You're trying to get her to come and holler at you. You walk in, you post it up on the wall, and you see her and she see you. You walk over and be like, yo, let me buy you a drink. And then she ain't really feeling you, right? Like she just, you having a conversation. She chopping it up with you because ain't nobody come over and holler at her yet. And you know she ain't really feeling you because she ain't giving you no rhythm.
Right.
But you still chopping it up. You like, you want a drink? Yup. Y'all sit there and you get her a couple of drinks. Now you got her because you're spending time with her and you're spending money on her. So you got her attention now. Right. You ain't feeling her really, but she said, you know what? He cool. Let me give him my number. Now, 9 times out of 10, the average cat will be like, yo, I'm going to hit up in a few weeks. You done.
Yeah.
You ain't even.
That's a long time.
I'm talking about you done.
Yeah.
I used to hit him up while I was in the club. Like, yo, I'm just checking. You good? You need another drink?
Right.
But then what happens is she gave you the number. You text her. And she really wasn't feeling you. But then y'all texting back and forth. And then all of a sudden you making her laugh. And she really saying to herself, yo, my man is all right. You don't look like who she looking for. You ain't really got all the intangibles that she looking for. But because you kept following up, she was like, yo, I'm going to rock with him. Then the next thing you know, y'all out at the movies. And you hanging out. Oh, we just friends. And you having a good time. Then you out in the starry light. You at the car. Y'all in the stars just having conversation. And you like, yo, that's my dude. He cool. Then the next thing you know, she at your crib with a short shirt on cooking you breakfast. And you saying to yourself, yo, how did I wind up here? Because you followed up.
Sisters.
I'm just being real. You followed up. It has probably happened to you in your life.
Yeah.
And most people, especially entrepreneurs, their follow-up game is whack. And then the other piece to it is they don't have a system in place to follow up when they can't follow up. So what I teach my people is we got a system. Yeah. You come in, you got a system. And that system means that when I can't call you myself, the system is making it happen. So I can keep you connected to me without me physically having to do it. So now you don't have to focus on the man. You can get connected to the brand.
Gotcha.
And that's what we call scaling. That's going from being a solopreneur to an entrepreneur to a business owner to a CEO. And then now my money is making money for me. And I've took it from vertical revenue, meaning earned. I got to go out and earn it, to now I got it over here in the horizontal revenue, and that's passive. My money is making money. It's in stocks, it's in real estate, it's in those things. And that's one of the biggest downfalls that we have. So I was on a call with a client yesterday, new client, and I was explaining to her the difference between what I do and what some other people do. And I said to her, I'm going to help you build a business, online and offline. So if Facebook go down, if Instagram go down, you can still generate revenue and then not only help you build it, but help you grow it and then show you how to scale it, how to duplicate yourself. So for example, today, I ain't even look on my back end. I got about 200 leads in my back end for my business. I ain't even look. I got a virtual assistant that's making calls, sending out emails, working everything. All I'm looking at is my calendar filling up, and I'm able to get on the phone. And then I'm gonna train somebody to do those calls.
Wow.
So now I'm free. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's really one of the things. Like, that's the 98% rule. Making sure that you have the systems to follow up. Statistics say that you won't typically close a deal in the first, second, or third touch. It's going to take between 7 and 15 touches for you to close somebody. And most of us think that we're going to drop a fire post, start a podcast,
and that's
and
it.
I had a dude, man, he was like, Coach, I'm about to start a podcast. I was like, bet, that's fire. He was like, yo, it's going to generate revenue. I was like, really? How? And he couldn't even tell me how.
So he didn't even have like a plan of how
he hadn't even done the research.
Got to have a plan before you do it.
You ain't charging nobody to listen to it. Nah, I'm putting it on iPhone, on Apple. I'm like, okay, how you gonna generate money? He don't know nothing about sponsorships. He don't know nothing about building up the base. He don't know nothing about that. He just see everybody else doing it. And that's the gift and the curse of social media. You seeing me do something and you want to do what I do, but you just doing what you see me do. But the real of what I'm doing is behind the scenes.
Right.
And so if you don't come with me behind the scenes and know why I'm doing what I'm doing, and know why this is happening, and know why that is happening, then all you see me out here doing is looking sweet. That's it. Like, you just see me out here looking sweet. And when you just see me looking sweet, you're trying to look sweet. But your money don't look like my money. So you can't do everything that I do, and you don't know what I do. There was a period when I used to be like, yo, I need my videos to look just like E's videos. But I couldn't keep up with that because I wasn't trying to pay that. I didn't have the team behind me that he did. And so when you're not building based on who you are and where you are in your business, you'll end up comparing your chapter 10 to somebody else's chapter 20. And your business, your life is not theirs. You don't move the way they move. You don't do things the way that they do things. So you have to figure out who you are and what you do and flow in that. And sometimes it means detoxing from watching what other people are doing on social media and really being a producer and allowing other people to see what you do and follow you on social media. Make sense? Yep.
Yes, sir. Also, I hear something that, you constantly say is having rhythm. And I know, sometimes people struggle with having balance or, trying to figure out, hey, as an entrepreneur, how do I have time with my family, my friends, social life, all that stuff. So can you break down the importance of having rhythm and not necessarily balance?
I don't believe in balance.
Exactly.
Balance is a myth. But rhythm is, that thing is flowing in the proper way. So watch this. On my calendar, I have everything on my calendar. I wake up at 4 a.m., sometime 4:30. By 5 a.m., I'm either on a call on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or I'm on the treadmill. By 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'm training with the trainer. By between 6 and 6:30, I'm doing 2 videos for me to drop and something else on there. But then by 7 o'clock, I'm either laying back down to take a nap until 9, or I'm up and moving, getting stuff done, because that's my window of free time. By 9 o'clock, I got appointments, whether it's strategy calls, sales calls, calls with clients that I'm coaching, business, whatever it is. And then I'll have lunch with the wife. I'll have call my daughter, call my son, call so-and-so, connect with my mama. So I live life in my 4 most important buckets: my mindset, my health set, my relationships, and my wealth. Right. And what I do is I do my best to touch all of those buckets every day. Here's the key point: on my calendar. So watch this. My wife came in here early and I was in between calls. And it was one of them calls that kind of took my energy out. And she was like, when is your next call? And it was right before I jumped on here. And I said at 3 o'clock. And she was like, well, I looked on your calendar and I see you got a window after that 3 o'clock. You got a window of about 30 minutes. You want to sit down at the kitchen table and just sit for a minute with me. And I said, bet. And she just put it in the calendar.
Wow.
When my daughter wants some time, she look at the calendar and be like, boom, she put it in the calendar. And that's how you maintain rhythm. Because if you're trying to search out balance, you'll never find it. Because nothing was made to have balance. It was made to be in rhythm. The earth moves on its axis at a certain speed. There's a certain amount of land and a certain amount of water on the earth. And it's not about balance. It's about rhythm. Everything is moving. And that's what rhythm means. It's moving. And so your life and your business is about movement. And when you're looking for balance, it ain't about movement. Balance means that something has stopped and you're trying to do this. But rhythm means we are making it happen while we're moving. And all things are working together for the good. All things are working together for its good. And so I believe in rhythm. I believe in life and business, because my business is my life and my life is my business. And that ain't just a saying. Like, I live that. And so somebody asked me, bro, they was like, yo, how did you get to the point where you're at? And they say, like, what is that thing that you did? And the very first thing that I tell them that I did is I stopped drinking. Now, they was like, nah, coach, how did you get that first bag? Yeah, I stopped drinking. Nah, when you did that $500,000, I stopped drinking. Because when I stopped drinking, it gave me the discipline and the confidence to say, if I can do this, I can do anything. That's the first thing. Then the second thing that it gave me was a cleared mind, because you can't manage your life if your mind is always medicated. And so look at how I did it. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I had made a decision, and I let about 30, 40 days go by. And my wife said to me, she was like, I ain't seen you have a drink. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I ain't say nothing. Then some more time went by, maybe another 30 days. She was like, you ain't been drunk around here in a minute. I said, yeah, I'm trying to stop drinking. Look what I did, bro. I wanted to create the discipline in myself, because how many times you told somebody you're going to do something and you fall off?
Right.
So I wanted to create the discipline. And then another 30 or 60 days, and my kids was like, Pop, we ain't seen you drinking. You just been drinking water. I said, yeah, I'm trying to stop drinking. I'm adding on more discipline until some time go by, and they're like, you still ain't had a drink? And that's when I say, I don't drink.
Wow.
Because I allowed the time to go by to get the discipline that I needed for the taste to be removed from my mouth, that all the triggers that pop up, the smells and all this other stuff that pop up can come through and filter out. And then I put on the accountability so that if my wife saw me drinking, or if my kids see me with a red cup, they would then check me. But now I had the strength. And then once we started that movement, what I did was I gave up that addiction for a different obsession. I'm going to say that again. I gave up my addiction for an obsession. And somebody's like, yo, what are you upset with? Obsessed with life and business.
I love that.
I'm obsessed with making sure that when I check out of here, whenever that is, and I hope it ain't no time soon, that when I check out of here, I leave not just a financial legacy, but I leave a body of work that where I tell my kids this all the time, bro. I want y'all to take a picture of me, just me. I don't want nobody else in it. I want my hat, I want a t-shirt, whatever, and I want you to blow it up. I'm talking about a fire picture. Blow it up and put it big, and put it right up over your fireplace, put it big up on your wall. And I want y'all to pass that joint down from generation to generation. At the bottom of the picture, all I want y'all to write is, Pop did that. That's it.
I love that.
And when y'all look up there and you say, Pop did that, because that's what everybody called me, Pop did that, then it's letting you know that if Pop did it, you can do it.
I love that. That's powerful, man. David Shands, friend of the show, man, on his podcast, Social Proof. I loved your interview, man. That's how I even found out about your work. But something that you said that I thought was so powerful was you were already working towards what you're doing right now. So then when you got put on the seat to CJ, ET, you already had a body of work. How important is it for entrepreneurs to already have a body of work? So then when you do finally meet that person, all you got to do is just, show them everything that you've been doing. That's why.
Yeah. People that are making moves respect people that are making moves. I'm going to let that breathe.
Yeah.
People that are making moves respect people that are making moves. You can't come to me or anybody and say, let me stand on your platform. I've had people hit me up and ask for that, and I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if you're qualified to stand on the platform. And so when you go out and you do some work, and I was working, but I wasn't, I was working. Yeah. And what that showed CJ was I had the work ethic, and I was willing to do what was necessary to be successful. But when people come and they talk,
yeah,
man, bro, let me tell you something. A lie don't care who tell it. Most people are used to, here's the best way to say it. Most people want what it looks like, but they don't want what it feels like.
Right.
And because I was already working without having a coach, without really knowing what I was doing, when my boys told CJ about me, they literally took him to my YouTube page. Now, I ain't know what I was doing. I was just out there running my mouth, yelling at kids. But what he saw when he went there was he saw raw talent. And then they had told him that, you know, they used to work with me in my other shop, and I had that grind. And really, that's what you need, bro. I tell people right now, there's plenty of people that, quote unquote, speak better than me. There's plenty of people that do a bunch of stuff better than me. But what sets me apart from the average individual is just my work ethic, my drive, my determination to get done what I said I wanted to get done. I said I wanted what it feels like, and I was willing to go through what it feels like so I can get to what it looked like. Coach, what did it look like for you? It looked like me being able to take my wife off her job that she was making 6 figures. Wow. That's what it looked like. It looked like me being able to provide employment opportunities for people that were undervalued and underemployed. That's what it looked like. It looked like I want to be able to set an example in my family to break the cycle of dysfunction and show people that we can come from where we were without barely a high school degree, diploma, high school diploma, no college education, that from nothing, from zero, that we can build a 7-figure business. And I'm willing to sleep in it. I was willing to sleep in the airports, and I still am willing to. I was willing to get on the airplanes and just pack. And I got the books right in front of me. These are the old books from years ago. I used to pack these little books up, student books up in my bag, and just take a toothbrush and some toothpaste. I flew to Chicago one time, took 50 books, and my wife said, "When you coming back?" When I sell all 50 of these books. I was back the next day. And not just in Chicago, all over the country. And when you're determined like that, you're going to not only see success, but people that are making moves. Respect people that are making moves. Here's a great analogy. Let's say you're on the highway, your car break down. And you sitting in there after break down like, damn, oh, man, you sitting there. Cars going by because they just see you sitting in the car. Ain't nobody tripping. Then you're like, you know what? Let me go look under the hood. And you go out, you pop the hood, and you look. You don't know what you're doing, or you don't know what you're looking for. But now you're looking up under the hood, and you're like, all right, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Cars still going by. Some people are looking, and they're like, maybe my man needs some help because they see the hood up. But then you say, you know what? The exit is right up there, and maybe I can pull it into the gas station so I can get off the road. So you say, I'm going to try and push the car to the exit. Now you got the top, you got the hood up, and you got the door open, and you're trying to push the car while you're steering it. Now people are riding by, they're like, yo, let me give my man some help.
Right.
Because they actually see you working.
Yeah.
And that's what C saw when they showed him my work. He saw me working. And so here's what I tell people. You will always get help when you're working on something. When people see you working, they want to help you. But you don't need help to do nothing.
Wow.
Now notice the story. It didn't say when you're talking about working.
When you're actually doing it.
You ain't get no help when you was just sitting in the car, calling your girl, talking about my car broke down. Can you come get me? She couldn't even come get you. You ain't get no help when you just popped the hood. You just was talking. It sounded good. But when you said, let me go to work, and you started pushing, that's when somebody said, you know what? Let me help my man. Then somebody came up behind you and was like, yo, I'm going to push from this end while you steer it. Then somebody else came and was like, bro, I'm going to push from with the truck, and we're going to push it up. Then somebody actually sent the text to 911 and was like, yo, my man need help over there.
Yeah.
Because they saw you pushing. And so as long as, and that's why I'm on here with you, because I saw you pushing.
I appreciate that. That's love, man. And on your page as well, something that I saw that I love too was drips of revenue instead of streams. So certain people try to do everything instead of focusing on one thing, which will then funnel to the next, to the next, to the next. Can you break down drips of revenue versus streams?
Yeah, absolutely. People be like, you got to have multiple streams of revenue. And so I meet cats all the time, and I know us well because I used to be that dude. Like, yo, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I had the barbershop. I was selling bootleg DVDs in the back. I had like a boom boom room. I was the wholesaler to all the DVD cats. We were selling some work out of the back. I'm just going to say work. We were selling some work out the back. We was doing quite a few different things up in the shop. TV, everything. So look, so we were doing a bunch of everything and not making anything, not anything concrete or consistent. So we were thinking about multiple streams, but all we really had was multiple drips. So now watch. In order for you to create a second stream, you need to have one stream flowing. So what I tell people is, out of everything that you're gifted to do, everything that you want to do, of all the revenue generating things that you have, pick one. Now, I don't mean you ain't going to do the other ones, but you just want to pick one. And when you pick one, what happens is you will literally get good at developing a stream of revenue. And then once you get that stream flowing, now what that means is it is an ever flowing stream. I wake up every day and I already know, at least for the next 9 months, a bare minimum of what is flowing in my stream. I already know I got a stream. So now once you get an ever flowing stream going, now you say, let me scale out or scale in and create another stream. Every stream starts off with some drips. And what happens is we leave the drip trying to make another stream, not even realizing that we ain't got a stream, we just dripping. I want a secondary stream. So that means if you got one thing flowing, that means you making money. Now you like, I need to be able to step away from this one thing so I can use my time and energy on this second thing to get this flowing the way that's flowing. I need to use vertical revenue or money that's earned to make horizontal that's passive. So now I got a few streams going, and now I'm like, yep, let me take the stream money and vertical and put it in the horizontal to passive. And that's what people mean when they say, yo, I want to get to the point where I'm waking up and doing whatever I want. I'm on islands, like for real on islands, not that for play, like that's been doing. Like you for real on an island and you don't have to work. Meaning my stocks, my rental properties, my real estate, my other businesses that I don't need to be at, they streaming, not dripping. They streaming. And that comes with you learning how to manage your money. Now that's another conversation where there's a lot of people that want to make money, but they don't know how to manage it. Bro, I done lost and tricked off. Bro, I had a cleaning business and I was making 20 grand a month. I had all the Starbucks in New York and New Jersey, 9 sports authorities, some offices. I was that dude and couldn't even make my payroll because I knew how to make money, but I didn't know what to do with it when I got it. And so that's the piece of the entrepreneurship that they don't never teach you about on IG.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, we're going to teach you how to get a bag, but then what you going to do with the bag when you get it? Mm-hmm. And so what you got to do is learn what to do with your money when you make it. I told a client last week, he hit me up and was like, Coach, man, I just gave my mom some money, man. I feel good. I was like, what you mean you gave your mom some money? Did she need it? Like, was she hungry? He was like, nah, I just wanted to show her that this working. Like this entrepreneurial thing is working. I'm like, that wasn't your money to give to her. What category did you put that in the ledger?
Facts.
That wasn't yours. It wasn't even your money. That was your business's money. He got quiet. And then I was like, you ain't even really have that money because you don't know how much money you're going to make next month. Do you have enough money to do the things that you need to do to generate more money? Crickets. Because you're not doing business, you're hustling.
Wow.
And nobody taught you what to do with the revenue once you make it because our focus is always about, I want to get it and look good. I need to buy this. I need to buy. And don't get me wrong. I was on that. Don't get me wrong. I was on it. I'm talking about sneakers, the whole nine. But then when I matured a little bit, I was like, I need to make sure, like when this Corona hit, at first I was like, ooh, I let a few people go before anything. Like I was preparing. And then I was like, ooh, and I've been doing better during COVID than before the COVID. And I'm like, ooh.
You knew how to pivot.
Here's what the difference was. Yeah. I had a cushion.
Right.
And so the mental stress wasn't there. And I took as soon as it happened, my man hit me up and he do like $1 million a month. And he was like, yo, we're going to have to work twice as hard to make the same amount of money. And so I said, yup, time to dig in and get it. And I took my grind to another level, like back to let me fill up this travel bag with books and hit the block and go sling this work. And that's the mindset I got. And when it comes in, we don't spend it.
Right.
We save it to grow it.
That's all money
Every
is.
dollar, I put every dollar on the block for me. Let me use it in those. Every dollar go on the block.
Yeah.
I need you to bring this back. Yeah. And if you don't bring it back, we got a problem.
Yeah. Wow. Coach, man, thank you for your time. Last question. Where do you see yourself within the next 5 years? And your business, everything?
I could do 5 and 10 because I live decade to decade.
Okay.
So in the next 5 years, I'll be 57. I'll be on the road, but I'll be servicing a different level of client, right? I'll also be vacationing a little more because my horizontal revenue will be in such a place that we're going to lean more on the horizontal than the vertical, meaning the earned income, the passive income more than the earned income. And then in 10 years, I'm really doing what I want to do, like literally at that point where I don't have to work. I got businesses that are generating money that I don't even have to run, and I got passive revenue generating money. And so we're able to live and be a blessing to people. And it's at that point where I can snatch up entrepreneurs and be like, yo, do you want to learn how to get this work? And if I choose to work with people, then I can work with them.
Nice. And Coach, before we head out, where can everybody follow you, keep up with your work, webinars, classes, all that good stuff?
Yeah, I'm on Kendall, KendallFicklin on all social media, IG, everywhere. You can Google me. Like, I always wanted to say that, Google me. There was a time, bro, when if you Google me, my mugshot came up, or one of my son's mugshots came up. And now I always like to say my good deeds have outweighed my bad. And if you Google me now, you can see all the good deeds that I've done over the years, the people I've been able to bless and work with and make an impact in. And that's really why I do it. Like, I genuinely love helping people and working with people, taking people just like I do every day as an entrepreneur, businessman, turning nothing into something and helping people turn their nothing into something. So you can just Google me.
Oh, man. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Keep doing what you're doing. You and the family, y'all stay safe.
Appreciate you, bro. Keep grinding.
All right. Yes, sir. I'll make sure to stay in touch.
All right.
Thank you all for tuning in again. My name is Caleb Smith, host of the 3 Million Podcast. I hope that you enjoyed that conversation. Share this conversation, like it, subscribe, hit that notification bell. This platform would not exist without your support. We truly appreciate you. We're just getting this thing started. Much love. Peace.